should we talk about that a little
Yes,
bit?
yes. Let's talk about it. I've Fly More Than You Fall, a wonderful musical that I had the pleasure of seeing last fall at Utah Valley University. I took a weekend trip out to Utah to see this show that one of my former cater waiters was in. I own a company called Motto Bartenders that I started about 30 years ago that provides models and actors and performers for people around in New York and really across America for their private events, and they get to choose and cast their party just like they would choose their menu, their their dress to flowers. The one thing you can never pick when you're having a party are the staff that serve you. And at a lot of events, it's what you remember. The next day, wow, great looking bartender, great looking server. And when people say, what was the food like? People are like, I don't remember. I just remember the line of women or the line of men that were standing there with trays. So I had seen a post on Facebook that he was going to be performing in a show, and he worked for me like 20 years ago. So I said it would be really great to go out and support him, because I love it when any of the staff that comes in gets the big modeling gig or gets the big, the break on Broadway. And I've been fortunate enough to see so many after 20 years of doing this, so many of my staff moving on to like getting that break in New York that so many people come to New York to try to get. We give them their first job. Ideally, nobody wants to work for me, but we've probably hired like 15, 20,000 people in like 30 years.
Wow.
So it's really, great that so many, that's happened. Nick Cordero, rest in peace, was also one of my first people that worked for me. And every time I saw him, he would like run into him in New York. He would thank me and remembered that opportunity. So I went out, it's just, so when I went out to see Fly More, I fell in love with the music. It's got a score that is just, well, I think,
should we take a little look? Sure. Yeah, should we take a little look of it first, and then we'll have a little bit more of a discussion about it. So let's do that right now, shall we?
All right, great idea. Sure, of course.
Life is beautiful.
Life is beautiful. Don't ever think it's
not. Life is beautiful.
Oh, life is wonderful.
Life is beautiful.
Don't ever lose this thought of each day you're given.
You live each day you got.
Don't let fear and madness bring you sadness.
That's the lesson I've been taught.
Just keep your head up. Keep on walking down. Open up your mind and you might find that you can fly more than you fall. Whoa.
Whoa, no.
Yes, no. You can fly more than you fall.
Whoa, you can fly more than you fall.
Open up your mind and you might find that you can
fly more than you fall.
Now get some sleep. You've got some ass to kick tomorrow.
Yeah, I do.
You can fly more than you fall. Love each day you're given. Live each day you got. Don't let fear and madness bring you sadness. That's a lesson I've been taught. Keep your head up. Keep on walking tall. Open up your mind and you might find that you can fly more than you fall. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Oh wow, that looks absolutely fantastic, Mark. And I heard that this is your first role as lead producer on a show. So yeah, tell me a little bit about that and a bit more about the show.
I know, as crazy and challenging as it is in any day, in any stage, to produce a musical, to lead produce a musical. As a first timer, it's going to be even more challenging. And to be doing it under the circumstances that the world is now, even doubly as hard. But I'm so excited about this beautiful music that we just watched, and the clips from the show, and the story of a young girl and her who wants to be a writer, and her mother, and how she's dealing with finding out that the mother has a terminal disease, and how she still continues to want to pursue her dream through this beautiful story, which has like the fantasy element of like Wicked. It has a pull at your heart story that A Come From Away has, and that's just a beautiful, beautiful story, and music that hit my heart so much, like Dear Evan Hansen. Those beautiful lyrics to songs, which in Flymore really relate a lot now to the world we find ourselves living in. So a combination of those elements from three of my favorite shows. I adored Come From Away. I adored Dear Evan Hansen, and Fun Home, and stories and that could be told in a very intimate basis to pull in audiences, just like Be More Chill brought in young audiences. This is a show that can relate to people that are from 8 to 80, from Asia to America. It's just such a universal story of hope and love and a family bond. And I think that's exciting for me and for a lot of people that I've been talking to about the show.
Yeah,